Amazonia gonna be our next map. LawLiet pretty successful last game with the Warden. Do we see one more? Yeah, it's like in Korea. I remember there was like this this neighborhood where there's like a lot of plastic surgery clinics, and if you take the subway there, you see a lot of ads on the subway with basically the before and after photos of like surgery. So there's literally a straight up ad in the subway of before and after. Like obviously you don't see nudity or anything, but it's like a nose surgery or something like that. Pretty crazy. I feel like in the Western world it will be a lot less advertised, even though as things evolve in today's society, it's definitely a lot more something that like a lot of people will consider getting, and a much bigger part of society before than now than it was before, I think. But in Korea, it's crazy business. I know a lot of people, a lot of Koreans that have had surgery. And why not? If it makes them happier, just go ahead. Life is short, guys. You gotta do what makes you happy. I'm pretty sure Fov is pretty happy with his surgery that he got a long time ago. God damn, that lightning shield. He actually managed that super well, I think. Both players did. Night Elf does these camps so fast every time, it almost catches me by surprise.
Players' forces are under attack.
Can he attack from there? No, he can't. Whatever happened to 2 Crypts Mazgul? If you would go 2 Crypt Mazgul against somebody like LawLiet who did this start, do you think it would lose really hard?
Town is under siege.
I wonder. He made the trolls go away with the archer. Yeah, but why not creep all of it? Like, I know you want the item and then to get out, but I think creeping all of it brings you closer to level 3 and it doesn't take that long. Like, personally, I almost never do that. I grab an item and then I leave. Because I feel like level 3 is like invaluable. It's like so good to get level 3. How about accepting yourself instead? Well, I think if somebody like themselves the way they are, it's their right. I think if they want to improve something, it's their right as well. Everybody should be able to do what they want with their body. If somebody wants to get a surgery for something, increase or decrease something, then just go ahead. But we live in a world where like there is so much bullying growing up that a lot of people, they are like kind of conditioned to try and improve something. .30 out of 30 gets the items and then gets out. It feels like you almost don't get... Wait, what? That was an early coil. You don't get too many items. Oh my god. Banana snare. Yeah, you don't get too many items for the Death Knight, I guess. Like a lot of the items, they always end up going on the Lich, whether it's like Mantle, Gloves of Haste, Circlet, Claws of Attack. Only the Gauntlet of Strength you will keep on the Death Knight. Was still the bully growing up? Of course not. Are you serious? I wasn't a bully, but I definitely stood up for myself in school. I think you can kind of tell if you watch my stream often that I'm a no bullshit kind of guy. So if somebody gave me bullshit in school, I would just fight them. When I was a kid. Happened many times. And I think sometimes I definitely surprised some people. I remember a couple bullies. I think I must have been like 14 or something. And there was this one guy that was like terrorizing everybody, and then one day he was just... for some reason he was talking shit to me. And he asked me if I wanted to fight. And he was fully expecting me to answer that I didn't want to fight, but I said yes. And then we went on to fight for a little bit. and I think he was bleeding a little bit from his lip or something, and he started taking out scissors out of his backpack, and like people kind of intervened. They were like, okay, like this is going too far, stop and stuff. And eventually he went to the, I don't know what it's called in English, like the superintendent or whatever, the warden of the school or some shit, and he complained, which is ironic because usually everybody would be complaining about him because he was like the local bully in the school. So they just kind of, for the most part, realized immediately that he was the one probably causing problems. And yeah, when they talked to me, they knew already that he was the one initiating all that stuff. But yeah, school was wild. There were so many fights. Kids gotta be kids, right? I think obviously fights are not good, but at the same time, it's almost unavoidable that you're gonna get into some arguments or some fights when you're in school. And it's better to do it in that stage when you can do less harm, right? If you got into a full-on fight when you're, let's say, like from 22, from 18 plus, I think you would aim to do a lot more damage than when you're a kid. Like if you're a kid and you start hurting someone, usually you will stop unless you're really like a psychopath.
A town is under siege.
But then it wouldn't matter what's your age. So me, by doing that when I was a kid, I kind of like got that out of the way, and then I realized that violence is stupid, and then now I never get into any fight. For a very long time. I haven't had to fight or even defend myself because nobody has attacked me, so it's better to do like this. I think like violence is for the weak.
A player's forces are under attack.
Unless we're talking obviously like sports, like MMA. Get out! Is that ghoul trapped? No, these guys just went there. I swear, every time I watch Lucifer in Undead against Night Elf, there's just a bunch of ghouls dying all over the place. It just keeps happening. Give the mantle! Give the mantle! I guess he's got more stuff to worry. Oh my god! If he had a mana pot here. Yeah, because there is no... He's gonna have to TP. Oh, he has a Nova. Oh my god. That was so close. Guys, try to behave yourselves in the chat, because otherwise I'm gonna have to unleash a fucking firestorm upon you and ban you asses. 3, 4, 5. 5 ghouls left.
Forces are under attack.
It's weird because Lucifer had like a really nice game 1, but now it looks like he's kinda getting bullied. Especially his ghouls. I think maybe, I don't know, he fights too much. I don't know what it is. Obviously LawLiet is very good and he's the one causing some of these mistakes.
Players' forces are under attack.
Jay Carver's, you realize there is a lot of different people in the world, right? If some people want to be sensitive, it's well within their rights. It's not for you to decide what's okay and what's not okay. And there is like a lot of automatic moderation in the chats. If you don't like it, feel free to leave. Head man, back in 2008 you were my hero. I was learning to play from your replays. Really nice to see you play again. Thank you very much, the best man 92. I appreciate that. Do you actually use the lightning shield on Demon Hunter here or on Bears? Look at LawLiet, he pays attention. He gets the Tome of Intelligence on the Naga. I like that. I think at least one scroll would be nice to have for Lucifer. But his army looks kind of bad, to be honest, right now.
A player's forces are under attack.
I literally just said I never understood them, that's just me. Is that not reasonable? Well, just to say it like that, I don't know. I'm not a big fan, like it feels like you're trying to start an argument in the chat. And you're definitely succeeding, and I don't like that. So just tone it down. I think people are different. Like, people are very different from one another, so that's why some people are going to be more sensitive to some stuff. Like if you have someone in your family that was victim of, say, something like cancer. Like imagine you lost a relative to cancer and then you play somebody in an online game and they wish cancer on you. It's gonna hit close to home a lot more than if you don't know anybody that's ever got cancer. You know? So I think we need to be understanding, and people in general just need to be better to each other. How are you supposed to win this fight here if you're Lucifer? Target fire hero, I guess that's like the last answer, but there's just so much. I think Lucifer's dead. He's gonna TP out, but how does he win a fight anytime soon? I guess he targets the weaker units in the back. 50 supply, 246. And he's actually not gonna go Frostworms this game. He's gonna go Up-Bombs with Cloud. Alright, Jay Carver, I gave you every chance. You didn't take the hints, so get the fuck out of here! Get out. In what worlds do you think that coming to somebody's chat and acting the way this guy was acting is okay? That's the thing. That's never gonna go well. That's like if you get pulled over by a cop and you don't listen to his instructions. That's never gonna go well for you. Like imagine you go out of the car and the cop is like, don't get out of the car, stay inside. And then you still go out of the car and you start arguing with him. Could you possibly think that this is a good idea and it's gonna go well for you? I don't know if people are just that stupid and silly or if they're just naive. It's hard. It's hard to figure out. It depends, Europe or USA. I'm pretty sure in both it's not a good idea. I think if you ever get arrested by the police, you might disagree with the arrest, but don't not listen to what you're being told. That's a fucking terrible idea. That's the worst idea of all ideas. That's not even an idea. Who's winning? Like I would think LawLiet, but they're both saving golds. Except there is this little tree right there, and he's already got a lot of wisp. Okay, so LawLiet, even before he starts to mine from there, I think he saw the size of the army of Lucifer, and he knows that Lucifer will try to creep this, so he's like, I'm gonna break upkeep right now. And I like this actually, because he's gonna start mining from his second base soon. So he's gonna go up in supply very fast here. Crossmax, I think Undeads as very strong heroes that can like, they have very strong hero nuke. Like, heroes in Warcraft 3 have a different kind of strong, you know, like Night Elf heroes. Like obviously every race will go for their strong heroes, right? But for example, Orc, they go Blade Master first a lot. The Blade Master is strong in that it will give you map control, so you will get a lot of vision and information from it, a lot of mobility. And it will also do a lot of consistent damage in the fight with critical strike and a lot of damage that it does. If we're talking hero nuke, then Undeads, like look at his heroes, they're all about the hero nuke and target. Like if you look at the Night Elf heroes, then they're strong in their own way in that, like for example, the Demon Hunter is there to mana burn the heroes. Actually, he's in a terrible fucking spot. I guess he's gonna stuff it out, yeah. And then Naga can slow units, she can do 4 lightning for damage. So if you're just talking like for fun and hero nuke, I'm guessing Undead might be the best choice for you. Couple nice detonates here to try and remove some of the mana from these units. The Enchanter 4 will join the fight as well. Bear's being targeted. He doesn't have stuff yet because he stuffed the Demon Hunter recently. So those bears are gonna die very fast. But the front line of Lucifer is falling fast as well. Yeah, even before getting a proper death coil here, he used the mana pot to make sure he could save the Lich. Demon Hunter being targeted here, but there is staff available. LawLiet very smart, he's saving the staff for that. Instead of staffing a bear, he's gonna wait as long as he can. Goes for it. You need to click Moonwells. You need to click Moonwells. Oh my god. He's too busy microing. Oh, this is bad. He just came back like this. Yeah, but this army, like, doesn't pack that much of a punch anymore. I've seen people off-race quite often. What do you think about that? How does their skill level change when they off race? By the way, 120 or 3-0 to focus. I think people off race when they are confident with another race. Like some of the top Warcraft 3 players, they can play multiple races really well. I'm not one of them, so I cannot give you like some sick insights because I cannot play other races very well. But I think in particular some of those, I think Chinese and Korean, they've played so many games and they've been around for a while, so they know how to play multiple races very well. And Warcraft, you know, sometimes it comes down to the maps. If you feel very uncomfortable in a matchup, like let's say you're bad at Undead against Orc, then it might be common to pick Orc to play a mirror. Once upon a time, there was a lot of Orc players that would even, instead of playing Orc, they would pick Night Elf. Rotterdam was one of those guys. Grubby has switched race before too. Grubby once upon a time against me in the finals of a tournament, he switched to Undead on Turtle Rock because it's much better to play Undead against Human than to play Orc against Human, I think. Or at least back then that was considered like that. So he switched to Undead and he actually beat me that one game. And he won that match in the finals. It was a tournament in China. So if you can play another race well enough that it makes you confident you might be able to beat someone on a specific map, go ahead and do it, I guess. That's the reasoning behind it. Why are humans and orcs are called that instead of Alliance and Horde in Warcraft 3? Because Warcraft 3 is not World of Warcraft. And we just have race names here. I don't know. We don't need some catchy phrase line to pick a race in Warcraft 3. You just pick a race. Or you don't, and then you play random. I like that. He actually gets level 5 here before the next fight. So that's going to be 150 mana burnt every time. Is there only 2 factions in World of Warcraft? So you can change your race in every game in tournaments? It depends on tournaments. I think a lot of tournaments these days, they have rules that if you start a series with a certain race, you need to stay with that race the whole matchup. And I think if there wasn't this rule, a lot of people would switch races around maps a lot if they are able to. But I think it will get kind of silly because a player would want to play a certain race, but then the other player will pick another race because of that. And then who gets to pick the exact matchup that they play? Is it about who changes the race at the last second better? That would be kind of stupid. So I like that there's actually a rule about this, personally. But I heard that some tournaments, they ban random play. I think that's really stupid. You shouldn't ever ban random play. Oh my god. He doesn't have a staff on demon. That guy is toast! Get down! Death Knight being targeted. Gets an invuln at the last second. Demon Hunter only has an invuln now. Oh my god, if he kills a hero and some units, he might get level 6. And he still has the invuln. LawLiet gonna go for the heroes. Lucifer is running out of units. He doesn't have a tower and he's gonna have to tap out. LawLiet with a 2-1 lead now.